Hello there. Today I will be taking a look and reviewing the Neca Ancient Warrior Predator from their AVP line. So first of all, we'll be taking a look at the box. As you could see, the box is not really in the best condition. That's because I did not get this brand new. I got this pre-owned. So the guy who previously owned this had already opened it. But we'll take a look at it anyways. So here you can see the figure with a bit of his accessories. And then here just says Ancient Warrior, Predator, AVP, Alien vs. Predator, and a bunch of details and a warning and a picture. The figure in the background is kind of just a picture of the figure, and their age is 17 and up. And then as for the bottom, it's just, I actually don't know, those are just names of, I think, people that probably worked on the figure. Not too sure. And the top is just a window view of the figure. And on the side, it's just, there's nothing, it's just figure. So is it on the other side. And on the back, it is a, picture of the figure and a kind of bio that is meant to be read. They're just Ancient Warrior, AVP. Yeah, basically the same thing that was on the front, the barcode, and a bunch of other stuff. And also the other figures that are available that came with him during the same wave. I currently have the Temple Guard. I do not own Masked Scar. I do plan on getting Masked Scar though. So I have 2 out of the 3 here. I'm planning on getting this one another time. So yeah, that's practically it with the box. Not very interesting, just a kind of cardboard cutout. So yeah, anyway, let's take him out of the box and let's take a look at the actual figure. So now, this is the figure out of the box in all his glory, and it's really pretty. I actually really like these much older AVP Predators compared to the new Ultimate Edition ones. I really like the look of these much better, and also their body types. They seem to be very, even though not as articulated, I still prefer these type of bodies over it. They're very big and bulky compared to the much more leaner Predators that we have currently. Yes, don't get me wrong, I really like those Predators, but compared to this, sheesh, I would take this over those any day. So now looking at the figure, like with Neca, as usual, they do amazing with these figures. Really nice paint and sculpt all around. The AVP Predators, though, do use the exact same body, so they are almost the same, but their only difference is the masks and sometimes the accessories for the most part. So yeah, they're not really that, say, diverse. They're mostly similar Predators here and there, but they're still really cool. I still really like them. This Ancient Warrior is no exception. It's actually a very similar mold to the Temple Guard, which I do have here right now, actually. So this is the Temple Guard Predator. Yeah, this is the Temple Guard Predator with a unmasked Scar head. So yeah, looking at them, they're very similar body types except for the gauntlets, and obviously the paint job. Clearly this has a much more gray, bluish tint, while this one has much more of a metal brownish tint, as you can see. Yeah, so very similar mold, nearly identical actually, with the differences in gauntlets and sometimes armor pieces here and there, but yeah, most Predators are almost identical with most AVP Predators are identical in terms of appearance, compared to the newer Predators, which are only identical mostly in the bodies. These ones are identical in paint even. Like as you can see, these are the exact same type of paint in both legs, both chest areas, same sculpt on the armor pieces if you take a look at it. So there's also a review and a comparison. So there, yeah, same exact, let me get that guy there, same exact mold, same exact armor, yeah. Also the back. And yeah, the guy that I bought this from, unfortunately, he had to cut the piece off here for more articulation and range. But but yeah, that's probably the only thing that I don't like about this figure, but it's still cool. You don't really see that often. And unlike here, it's connected, so yeah. It's the same exact mold. Even on the other Predators, it's the exact same, literally. I might show it later, or I'm just going to do a comparison in the future. So yeah, but enough about this one. Let's talk about this one. Yeah, this guy probably has my favorite biomask out of all the other Predators, because the Elder Predator, his mask keeps falling off. it's annoying. I'd rather have them either give an extra head or release it separately, like a masked and an unmasked variant, like they do with most of these predators. So yeah, that's probably the only thing I don't like about. But yeah, this guy probably has the best looking mask out of all of them. Even the Temple Guard. I don't really like his mask. I prefer this one. They're not identical since the Temple Guard has a bit of flares up here or some sort of extra design. But yeah, I don't have the figure somewhere right now. I can't really reach it. But yeah, this guy has the coolest biomask out of them all. He has the most similar, I think, biomask. Has one of the more similar biomasks to the more modern predators while still being unique. Unlike the masked Scar Predator, who has basically the same exact biomask, or a very similar looking one to the Jungle Hunter. Unlike this guy has still a unique but similar mask. Like, it still has the same vibe, but in its way, it's still unique. But yeah, there's not really much to note about the detail except how good it looks. Like, the sculpting and the netting is amazing, but it's the same with almost every other predator, like I said. They're the exact same, at least not exact same, but for the most part, they're the same exact body. It's basically like a mold. So yeah, I think that's all I have to say for the figure's appearance as of now. Like, yeah, beautiful figure. I actually was lucky and I got mine for cheap, but if you were planning to get this thing sealed off of Amazon or eBay, he is expensive, like really, really expensive. He's over at least he's about he's over $100, over 102, reaching I think even 200. I was lucky I got mine pre-owned and well used in a way, but it's still in good condition, so I like it. Yeah. So now that we're done looking at the figure, let's take a look at the accessories. Now we have accessories, which I think most AVP figures actually lack in. As you can see, there are no alternate hands. So what you get with a figure is the only hands you get. Meaning if you say, I don't know, wanted more hands, yeah, you need to get more AVP figures in order to swap out the hands, since their hands are the only hands that are compatible, and they have the same exact paint anyway, so they wouldn't look out of place. So yeah, now let's take a look at them. Here we have the retracted, I guess, combi stick, but if I'm not mistaken, I'll just call it a combi stick. I'm not sure what they're called. Spear, let's just say spear, yeah. This is the retracted spear that I think every single AVP predator comes with. So, yeah, there. This guy comes with it, and yeah, he's pretty basic, nothing unique about it. Same with the spear. I have a couple figures that come with it, like the Temple Guard that I bought came with it. So yeah, see? Same exact stick, no difference, just nothing unique. And then yeah, this again. Most of their accessories are actually recycled. The only unique accessory they might have are their like their wrist blades and the bone artifacts. Those might be unique, and mostly the plasma caster in terms of paint and even appearance sometimes. But other than that, yeah, they're practically the exact same accessories. Like the same for this. I don't have one of mine like this currently, but this sword, like here, these knives, yeah, I have it right here. This came from the Temple Guard that you just saw back there, so I'm gonna put that back. So yeah, nothing really unique about it. It's like all these accessories are obviously done really well, but nothing really unique about it, which is kind of a bummer. Oopsies. So yeah, nothing really unique about that, and finally, nothing really unique about this. Just a plain old shirt. Like, I've literally seen on eBay, and I think Amazon as well, some people are literally just selling this. Just this piece. Shows how invaluable it is. And then, finally, I'll just go over these. These are little bone artifact accessories. I don't really care much about them. I don't even put them on the figure, since I'll lose them. And I don't want to lose any of these. So yeah, they're just there. I just took them out for this video. They were literally just in the box. I just took them out just for this video. And the wrist blades, nothing really special about them. They're sculpted nice, and they have really cool metallic paint, which doesn't really match the sort of more rusted and more detailed armor, but yeah, nothing really, not really mad about it. It's still pretty cool. And then finally, the best accessory in my opinion is this, the plasma caster. Now, most plasma casters are, okay, fine, they are also a bit reused, but at least most of them are painted differently, and mostly have a different, I'm not sure what this is called, but like the cannon part, the part that shoots. So these are at least unique. Like, yeah, they're at the very least, these guys are unique. They're a bit different sometimes, as we could, let me take a look here. I'm gonna take it off for now. Here I have the plasma caster, the Temple Guard. Why am I using the Temple Guard as an example so much? Because he's the only predator I have near me. The others are up on a shelf, and I'm too lazy to reach for them. So yeah, here. See? Even though the mold is almost identical, actually it is identical, is it? Yeah, it is identical. At least the blasters are unique. They're different at least, and the paint is also different, so that's at least something. So yeah, so accessories for these type of figures are really disappointing if you're looking for accessories like the modern Ultimate Edition Predators. Yeah, they're not as unique and packed. So yeah. But yeah, either way they have really good accessories though. Either way, even if they're recycled, they're still pretty decent accessories that go well with the Predator. But yeah, so that is it for accessories. Now we'll be looking at height comparisons. Now, time for some height comparisons. So first of all, we have here the Neca AVP Temple Guard Predator with the unmasked Scar Predator head. No, they're a bit too big for the camera, aren't they? Here. So here he is being compared to another Predator. Now, as you can see, they're almost the exact same height. I come to think of it, I didn't even measure how tall they were. So these guys are about 8.5 something. They're about 8 something inches, almost a half, 8.5 inches. So yeah, these guys are much bigger than our modern day Ultimate Edition Predators. As you can see, he is very tall. He's almost 8.5. So yeah, as you can see, these AVP Predators are really, really big. So after Temple Guard, we'll compare him to, yeah, let's see, I have him nearby, Commando Spawn. Just them, two of them next to each other. As you can see, Commando Spawn is just much smaller, but still fits in scale with them. Really, really cool. Okay, let me see, who else do I have here? I have a Mythic Legion. Here I have Sir Gerard. This is the exclusive one, I think. As you can see, this one works and looks really, really good with the Predator. Let's just fix him up a bit. See, these two scale really well as well, look really good together. I do own like more lines such as this HV Awards and Fun Collectibles, but I do not have any of them out right now. They're all in box, I don't want to specify the reason, but yeah, here we have him. These two look really good together. Now, fine, I'll compare him next to one of the more modern day AVP figures. Not really AVP figures, but more modern NECA Predators that most of you guys must be familiar with. Here we have, let me just fix him a bit. A Ultimate Edition Ahab Predator. As you can see, Ahab is much smaller and just from view, actually much less detailed, surprisingly, if you take a look at it. You don't really have him in the best view and angle, so I'm going to put him right around there. Here, so these guys are about 8 plus inches. These guys are around nearly 8 inches exactly. They're 7 up something, like 7 plus inches. Can't really specify. So 7 inches about, yeah, 7, almost 8, like 8 and a bit. But yeah, so AVP Predators are clearly much, much bigger compared to the Ultimate Edition Predators we have nowadays. Like, since Ahab is a pretty normal sized Predator compared to a lot of my other Predators, since he's the closest Ultimate Edition I had, so yeah. These guys are clearly much smaller than the old school AVP Predators, which actually, I'm not gonna lie, that's probably another reason why I really like these AVP ones. They're not as small compared to our much bigger Ultimate Edition friends over here. So, but yeah, enough about that. Let's now move on to articulation, shall we? So now, articulation. So I don't break some of the accessories, I did indeed remove them, such as the combi stick and, well, this. So first we'll start with the head. Now, the head's articulation is, well, not really the best. A better way to do it would be to get better motion out of the head, you'd probably have to pop the head off, and kind of, don't really force it, and, like, don't plug it in completely, just kind of leave it hanging a bit. Like, as you feel there's a bit of force preventing you from pushing it all the way down, just leave it on that force, like on the tip of the joint. So first, looking up, he can actually look up pretty decently, not like he's going to look up to anybody else, he's normally going to be looking down. Now as for looking down there, he doesn't really have much neck articulation for that. He does, but it's very limited, and it kind of just forces his head up. You would need him to crunch forward a bit to make him look down. And yeah, his head could also turn side to side, and it can't really tilt, actually, surprisingly, considering most predators are known for being able to tilt their head. So he can't really tilt, but he can look side to side. So now the arms, I'll only be doing the articulation on this arm, because this arm is much freer compared to the other one, which has this. Yeah, I know this is soft and rubbery, I still don't want to risk it, though. So the arm, both arms could go up until about that much. Can they T-pose? Yeah, they probably could. And it has bicep swivel, and double jointed elbows, and swivel at the forearm, and the hands are on a ball joint, so you could just, like this, you could just kind of twist it around, you just move it in circles. Yeah, it has pretty good motion. Now for the stomach, or the belly area, he could crunch down about that much. Actually, the reason he could crunch down this much is because the guy that I bought it from removed this. When I asked him why the bottom piece was cut up, he said that's for more motion, which I guess is true. It's providing more motion than it normally would. This is normally constricted there, it would normally constrict the motion. But yeah, he could go all the way down. He could just go down about that much, go up about that much. He could go side to side, and could also turn it around. The lower one, you can't really get much more motion out of this, it's mostly just stuck there. Just side to side, some twists here, not really much forward and up. It's mostly the upper torso that does that. Now for the legs, you could kick forward about that much. Would be more if not for the loincloth. As for backward, yeah, something is preventing this from going backward. I don't really want to break it, so you can only go back about that much. And then he also has a swivel at the thigh, and let's see if he could kick his leg out. Yes, he could. He could kick the leg out. That's the type of joint they have, more old school compared to their much newer friends. And as for like I said, thigh swivel and also knee swivel on both the upper area and the lower area, like here. It's not really working here. And I'm pretty sure they do have swivel also on the lower area. Never mind, they do not have swivel here. I thought they had swivel here. Yeah, they'll have swivel on the upper knee area, like this. And double jointed knees, which bend back all the way, could touch his butt, literally. Let's put that back. And as for the feet, it could go up, it could go down, down, up, side, and 360. And so yeah, that is pretty much it for this guy's articulation. So yeah, not really articulated and a bit loose if you move him around too much, which I just unfortunately had to do for the video. But yeah, he'd normally just be in a neutral stance like this around my desk when I'm in the middle of class. I'll be looking at him sometimes. So yeah, just like that. So yeah, that is it on my review for this guy. Some final thoughts, is he worth it? I would say yes, considering he's not as expensive compared to the other ones, which I've seen going for around $200 to about $180. I've seen this guy go for about $120 or a bit more sometimes, like about $120, $150. So he's a bit cheaper compared to the rest of them. I got lucky and I got mine for cheap since it was pre-owned. There was some Obviously, since it was pre-owned, it had to be much cheaper compared to a sealed one. If you're planning to get a sealed one, sure, it's worth it, I think. It's much more worth it compared to the other AVP figures. So, yeah. He is a very worth it figure, and I really like him. So yeah, that is it for this review. Bye!